Presence, High Hopes 5, The Story of the Light, A New Beginning? Now, High Hopes the film, about the possible causes of getting Parkinson's disease and other conditions. The film features music by the symphonic gothic rock band Atropec, character storylines, and excerpts from the rock opera The Fall of the Light.
The horizon is not lost. It's just hidden. Behind the haze of chemicals, behind the shimmer of profit and pride. But if you listen, really listen, you can still hear the earth breathing beneath the noise of machines and the silence of those who forgot to hope. There is another world waiting. A world where health is not a privilege, but a birthright. Where soil gives back more than it takes and rivers run clear with memory. A world where freedom is not a slogan sold on a screen, but the quiet courage to live without fear of the invisible poisons around us. The horizon is not lost. It's calling. And this time, we will answer.
Every miracle has a quest, and you paid it in silence.
Clean, while the ground turns sick beneath. Silent springs, polluted veins, children born into the stain. Breathe it in, swallow the lie. This is not chance. This is design. Silence springs beneath our skin.
Plastic waste is invading the very food chain that we rely on. So if the fish are eating other fish that have eaten plastic, then humans eating fish are consuming the plastics trapped in these animals' tissues. Scientific research shows that we're ingesting plastic, along with the many toxins that often become attached to it. And we're doing this not just through the food, but also the water we drink, the soil we cultivate, and the air that we breathe. And we're doing this not just through the food we eat, but also the water we drink.
This is war against ourselves, against the sea, against the soil. Profit come in living flesh, a future poison for camouflage.
There was a time when we did the right thing. Everyone on Mother Earth had to have enough to eat, until money became the main focus. And more had to be produced, only for more money, because money is power. Those who wanted this forgot one thing. If you want to feed the world, the intention
is not to destroy it.
We are on a mission. A mission for a healthier living environment, healthier food and clean water. Mother Earth has so much to offer. Let's start loving her again. Our mission is also to ensure that policymakers, lobbyists, executives, and high earners start listening to us. Let us make a stand together. Let us march and fight through slogans, banners, and anger. It must happen now.
The lady of all nature is sick, and we are the instigators. The lady of all nature is sick, and we are the instigators.
Mother Earth is crying out for help by showing her power. She is sick, and we are the ones who must help her. I had a dream in which we have the opportunity to turn the tide, and the time has come. Let us fight together for a cleaner and better world. The start during the Industrial Revolution was promising, but soon revealed its dark side, and this will only get worse if we do not understand what is happening. Help us. Join us.
Help us and join us.
light fell, but the echo remains. Many warriors, the martyrs, went before us. They suffered, were sick, died under this. And what did we get in return? Do not be afraid. Warriors, the new is near. Live and you shall not perish.
Welcome to this special podcast in the film High Hopes 5, The Story of the Light. A New Beginning? I had an exclusive interview with the creator and producer of the symphonic rock band Atropec and of the rock opera The Fall of the Light, about his battle with Parkinson's and the possible causes of this fastest-growing progressive brain disorder in the world. My name is Amber, and my special guest today is Hans van Geluk. Welcome, Hans.
It's a pleasure to be here.
We're delighted to have you.
Hi, Amber, and thank you for inviting me to this special broadcast. I'd be happy to share and explain my struggle with Parkinson's and the possible causes of this grossly progressive condition.
Atropec, a symphony of awareness and change. Introduction. In the silence before the dawn, Atropec's music breathes life into shadows, illuminating the pressing issues of our time. Our AI symphonic gothic rock band channels emotions of sadness, anger, and anxiety into a powerful message for number sign Gen Z and number sign Gen Alpha. Why did you choose a format with a symphonic gothic rock band, Atropec?
Atropec is more than just music. It is a movement. We are dedicated to investigating the causes of diseases like Parkinson's disease and other conditions impacted by our environment, pesticides, and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Our songs, like The Fall of the Light, which is also what the rock opera was written and made about, reflect the urgency of our mission.
Parkinson's disease is the fastest growing neurodegenerative disorder in the world, and this trend is deeply concerning for two reasons. First, it is a debilitating condition that severely impacts both individuals and their families. Second, there is growing evidence that Parkinson's disease is largely man-made. The global increase in cases is largely driven by exposure to environmental chemicals, making Parkinson's disease a potentially preventable condition. Different researchers work together and investigating compelling evidence linking environmental factors, such as pesticides, to the development of Parkinson's disease. Despite these challenges, there is hope. They will discuss emerging treatment strategies aimed at slowing disease progression and improving patient support. Hans, you told me that Atropec invites us to dance inside the glow of change. Together, we can make a difference for our generation and those to come. Let's spread love, peace, and happiness. Where does the name Atropec actually come from?
And name Atropec came out of nowhere. I was playing Wordian, and I had these letters on my board. I immediately thought it was a fitting name for my AI symphonic gothic rock band, and that is how the idea was born. But if you check Atro and Pec separately, they each have a meaning. Coincidentally, they both mean something in medicine. Atro from ancient Greek, without food. And Pec means percutaneous endoscopic colostomy, so both relate to nutrition, and that is precisely what we have a big problem with.
Before we continue with the story, another question. Why did you choose a format with a symphonic gothic rock band, Atropec?
Sometimes it has to be raw, precisely to keep people engaged. No one benefits from lying, cheating, or covering up the bad things that are happening.
Conclusion. Atropec invites you to dance inside the glow of change. Together, we can make a difference for our generation and those to come. Let's spread love, peace, and happiness. Subscribe now to stay updated on our journey and join the movement for a healthier life. And now, let us talk about the rock opera, The Fall of the Light. What is The Fall of the Light goes about?
Let me take you right away. No nonsense. This rock opera revolves around one big arc. The decline of the light in a world, slowly becoming poisoned by its own choices, and the struggle to resurrect that light.
You speak of the light. Do you mean God, or do you mean something else?
If I have offended anyone in any way, I hereby offer my sincere apologies, and I hope, through my fierceness, to open up dialogue so we can understand each other better, and together make the world, the earth, but how we treat each other and how we corrupt that beautiful earth by thinking we can manipulate it. I do, however, speak to God in words because I don't understand how believers want to change something they consider beautiful, while the Bible, the Quran, says that God, Allah, created the world, the earth this way, and we should leave it that way. We change it by poisoning it. This must stop. Hence Act 3.
In the fourth act, you see and hear the battle with Atropec erupt. You describe it as follows. Old allies awaken, masks fall, and the light begins to fight back. The world is at a tipping point. Everything can still be lost, but everything can also be reborn. You also share many pieces of music about her, or she. Can you explain why and how you knew that?
The songs about a woman were used in the docuseries, just like the Atropec songs, have the meaning of Mother Earth. We must help her because she is dying.
Clear, Hans, and thank you for the interview, in which you provided more clarity about the origins and development of the rock opera, The Fall of the Light. but also the idea that things need to change. I'm in.
It was a pleasure speaking with you again, Amber. See you next time, and thanks for joining us.
Light not fall as punishment. It fell as consequence. The fall of the light is not a story about gods or heroes, but about belief, obedience, and the moment humanity is forced to carry meaning without heaven's permission. This deluxe literary edition presents the rock opera's myth, ritual, and reckoning. A work that stands even when the music falls silent. Atropec.
And alarmingly, plastic is increasingly in the human food chain, a development that has medical researchers very worried.
Now a study which shows humans are unwittingly consuming 2,000 microscopic pieces of plastic every week.
You will be ingesting around 5 grams per week per person.
And it shows we are ingesting plastic mostly through bottled and tap water.
I personally was shocked by the study. And I have 3 young kids, and I really thought about the impact on them.
The big unknown is what it's doing to our health.
So the impact, the direct evidence is not yet known, but the associated chemicals are already known to cause carcinogenic impact and endocrine disturbing behavior.
Every year, 8 million tons of plastic pollution ends up in our oceans, and the problem is accelerating.
Pesticides don't just disappear after they've done their job. They linger in our soil, water and air, affecting ecosystems long after we've forgotten about them. We must exert more pressure to achieve our goal. Multinationals like Bayer, Monsanto, and other industrial companies are afraid of us, which is why they lobby governments so much.
In the late 1950s, biologist and scientist Rachel Carson wrote the controversial book Silent Spring, in which she spoke out critically against DDT, the precursor to glyphosate Roundup. Today, we are still no further along, but only worse than back then. That is why demonstrations for a healthier living environment, food, and water are increasing all over the world. Our children deserve a healthier living environment and healthier organically grown vegetables, fruit, fish, dairy, and meat. They are calling for change, and that is their right. When are we, the elders, going to listen to them? We owe them more. How did we let the world slip out of our hands and survive? If we listen to the silence, we can hear the world's despair. But there's still time if we choose to care. We owe them more. The children who will wake to what we've done. We owe the earth a chance to breathe again beneath the sun. Let the rivers clear. Let the poisoned skies restore. For every life that comes after us, God, we owe them more. This beautiful song tells the story of the young children demanding a better world. in which healthier and affordable organic food takes center stage, while we, the elders, must leave this to them. A cleaner world. Join and help us.
Yeah, you thought so.
Every child deserves a pure start, nurtured by nature. This is a statement for healthier, non-toxic products for our children around the world. Because when we choose pure, organic goodness, we give them radiant health and ourselves true peace of mind. Give them the very best. Order now, no questions asked.
During the making of this High Hopes 5, The Story of the Light, A New Beginning, Hans was confronted with a remarkable book that also deals with pesticides and other toxic substances. As an extra, here are 5 short excerpts from the book Het Pesticidenparadijs, written by journalist Dirk de Bekker. Later this year, High Hopes Episode 6 is coming out, with more about this particularly interesting book. An eye-opener.
During the making of the 5th episode of the High Hopes series, Dirk de Bekker presented his research book on the impact of pesticides, entangled interest and misused science. Immediately I ordered the book to include a provisional quote in my film. High Hopes 5, The Story of the Light, A New Beginning. Dirk de Bekker is a Nugug journalist, director and reporter, and has spent years researching pesticides for, among others, De Groen Amsterdammer and his podcasts. Save the Spring, he also developed and presented various science programs for the NPO, such as De Kennis van Nu. Dirk de Bekker blows away the cloud of rosy claims and disinformation about pesticides with a sand-based story. At the beginning of the book, The Pesticide Paradise, Dirk describes the book. Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, which comes out in the late 50s. Rachel Carson was a biologist and scientist. Silent Spring reads like a wrecking ball that, chapter by chapter, based on a huge list of scientific studies, breaks down many of the rosy claims that exist at the time about the safety of DDT and other pesticides. According to Carson, the enormous platoon of pesticides that has now conquered the market is by no means a symbol of scientific progress because of his unlimited and thoughtless efforts. As many of the jubilant reports in the media suggest, it has become a weapon as clumsy as a caveman's club. Many scientists sympathize with Miss Carson's love of the animal kingdom. and even with her mystical attachment to natural balance. But they fear that her inaccurate and emotional outbursts in Silent Spring could be damaging by deeply disturbing the non-tech-savvy audience, rather than doing any good for the things she cares about so much. A jump from then to now. Nothing seems to have changed. In fact, the evil has even gotten worse in my eyes. On the back of the book is written the following: pesticides protect us against pests and diseases, but have now grown into pathogenic pests themselves. We spray the toxins so liberally on our crops, terraces, and gardens that they end up everywhere. From bird nests and drinking water sources to our blood, semen, and breast milk. According to producers and approval authorities, the concentration found are harmless, but many scientists contradict this. The Pesticide Paradise shows the real impact of pesticides and explains why the problem persists despite all sustainable alternatives. It is a disconcerting book about the hidden world behind pesticides, a world that manipulates our ideas about agriculture and pesticides, undermines science, and subordinates public health and the environment to production and profit. The Netherlands is nationally seen as an important agricultural innovator and acts as a pivot in the global floriculture and flower trade. It is a densely populated and very agricultural intensive country. The pesticide use per hectare means that the population in Europe has to deal with serious exposure. The pesticide use per hectare is among the highest in Europe. The group that is generally most directly affected by pesticides, and therefore also most at risk of experiencing their harmful effects, is that of farmers. It is precisely farmers who have often been very helpful to Dirk de Bekker by sharing personal experiences, substantive information, and their views on pesticides. It is in line with the everyday experiences of many people. A windscreen that stays clean on the way to vacation, while the crushed insects used to have to be thoroughly sprayed away after a few hours of driving. Fewer and fewer bumblebees and butterflies visiting our gardens and balconies. No more flies in your eyes and mouth during a bike ride through the polder, and less twittering of birds which live on all those insects. What strikes me, says Dirk de Bekker, is that many scientists explicitly mention pesticides as one of the main suspects. After all, many pesticides are focused on killing insects. And almost all of us, often without thinking about it, are fanatical private users of all kinds of pesticides. Think of the mosquito repellent for holidays, the tile cleaner for the terrace, or the flea and tick treatment for the dog or cat. No one can ignore pesticides. Our existence has become intertwined with it. The European Commission does not seem to be very enthusiastic about the idea of banning the export of these pesticides. Thanks to Rachel Carson's Silent Spring, we now have regulatory bodies that have to manage the authorization and use of all these pesticides. However, this does not mean that the problems have disappeared. Colorful packaging with risky pesticides that are freely available for private individuals. The reauthorization of glyphosate despite the warnings of doctors and scientists. Lobby parties that tell us that a pesticide is so safe that you can eat or drink it. Rattling stories from politicians about causal relationships. The intimidation of journalists who ask critical questions about all this.
In the next episode of High Hopes, will we ever experience it? The continuation of our struggle and a number of quotes from the book, Het Pesticidenparadijs by Dirk de Bekker. See you then.